Welcome back to Obscure Thoughts. Once again,
America is American then.
The whites is white is the whites and
Yeah.
yet
Cox is Coxon.
another
Mayo is Mayo.
I'm not even sure what to call it. I mean,
this is domestic terrorism.
yeah.
White
It's a
domestic
white
terrorism.
domestic terrorism.
If you are unaware of what's going on,
There have been
recently,
a rising
there has been a rise in
Asian and Pacific Islander
hate crime,
right?
specifically from Caucasian people, white people.
Yes, yeah. Yes, sir.
And
It's
there's
directed towards who exactly?
Asian and Pacific Islanders.
And the latest event, I don't know the guy's name, but a Caucasian guy went and killed eight Asian Americans.
He went to around Spas and nail salons.
Yes, correct.
And a disgusting. And he says it wasn't a hate crime. He said what did he say? He was,
By the way, guys, he's alive.
He's alive.
Yeah. He's alive.
He was apprehended.
He was apprehended.
Safe and
taken
soundly. If anyone was concerned about his well-being.
Wild, right?
Right.
Were you guys expecting that?
This is what we mean as black men,
Did
especially.
they take him to Burger King?
No, Dylan Roof, right?
Did they take this particular guy to Burger King?
This is what we mean when we say we get pulled over and shot, gunned down for something minor as a weed infraction, a broken tail light,
or selling Lucy,
expired registration.
Black people have been killed for way less.
Right. Yeah, you have a white guy who kills not one, not two, not three,
catching bodies,
4, 5, 6, 7, 8 people.
I wouldn't be surprised if that was like one of the worst mass shootings in Atlanta history, or maybe the worst mass shooting.
Probably, I think so. His plan was to go down to Florida and continue this.
He wanted to continue.
And this country is still, pro-gun, all this.
Mm-hmm.
I don't understand. People, just normal, regular citizens, shouldn't have access to guns, honestly. Time and time again, between the Vegas shooting, the Orlando nightclub, wherever you name it.
Yeah. Once stress is involved, people are going to eventually be able to break.
He was a church going boy, man.
So it seems like if we just took away the weapons, then we wouldn't have to deal with any stress situations from people having to feel a need to ever pull the trigger.
This whole notion of, was it the Fourth Amendment? Whichever amendment is it?
Second.
Oh, that's the second, bro.
Amendment.
That is number 2.
The Second Amendment.
They got that in there before what? For what else, bro? For being able to be
freedom
caught.
of speech.
If not,
that's one. No, that's the first one. And then
the
fourth is like third and fourth is like assembly.
One of them is like
the right to
search and seizure,
legal search and seizure,
a soldier take your home or some shit. Some
like
shit like that.
Those are like what kind of?
If not for guns, how would we have defeated the engines, man? Huh?
Everything has evolved from the 1700s. Yet we're still using these broken ass amendments for what purpose? I don't know. Actually, I do know what purpose. There's a specific group of people in this country don't want to lose their privilege.
Whose ideals are kept up and pristine, going back and referring back to the same document that's 200 fucking years old.
Yeah, but mind you, to be such the great progressive country that we are like the last country to have updated its constitution. Like countries continuously update their constitutions, which you don't understand, because what happens is the world evolves, people evolve, new shit comes up, you learn new information.
Yeah. Different ages.
You know what? Back in the 1700s, everybody didn't have access to a gun. So
everybody didn't have access to a gun. Everybody didn't have access to a fucking newspaper.
Automatic rifles.
Bump stocks.
The people who had access, right? People, you got machine guns.
People who are out here playing Call of Duty.
Yeah.
But back to
for cheap.
The
crazy shit.
The original topic at hand.
White domestic terrorism.
This needs to be addressed and
said just like that.
I mean,
times.
There isn't.
If you don't say
there's
it like
no beating around the bush.
Yeah.
I'm not sure. Like he just said, there's no other way. We have to address it. We need to talk about it because if there's a common denominator for every single shooting, and here we have another shooting, why are we still ignoring the common denominator?
I mean, let it be known that the last president dismantled the domestic terrorism units that were meant to prosecute these crazy radicals, because that's what they are. They're radical domestic terrorists. So, I mean, now we're just trying to catch up, you know. There was probably information shredded or like burned in the fucking cigar or some shit that would have placed he was probably in a foul or some shit. This particular guy in Atlanta was probably in a foul or some shit. Yeah. Now we're scrambling. Good thing my man Merrick Garland is on the task force. He swooped into the building like Batman the other day when he was like his first day on the job. So hopefully we're gonna start like tagging these domestic terrorists. I mean, Biden said he's gonna make it a priority. So I mean, we'll see. They need to, man, because that's the worst. That's the biggest threat right now. When's the last time radical Muslim had a terror attack over here, huh? When's the last time that happened? 9/11? When's the last time that happened? It's these white boys over here.
That's 20 years ago.
It's these radical white boys that are over here.
It's time to call a spade a spade.
No, not a spade. What's the white one? What's a white?
We'll say a club. We'll call it club.
Time to call a club. We have to ask ourselves as a country how much do we value each person's life, and we already know if the more money you make in this country, the higher your value is on this planet. Look at Jeff Bezos and the money he makes and the things he's able to do.
The things that he can do.
They can just throw shit in space,
taxes,
throw vehicles into space.
Yeah, it's insane. And then you have these marginalized ethnicity groups, black people, and it's crazy because everybody wants us to help out because we know what's going on. We've been screaming out for hundreds of years, but now only when things get affected by you do you feel they need to.
I mean, you know, once it's no longer cool to just like bash black people and like hang us in the streets, it's like they got to turn their attention elsewhere now. And here we have it. Like now you got to call on black people to throw in a word of grace here
between blacks and Asians, because you know a lot of Asian people, they were brought here to work on the railroads.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Or they weren't necessarily brought here. They migrated here.
Yeah, exactly.
They migrated here.
That was the purpose of them being here, was to work on the railroad.
That shit
is crazy.
I'll say that there are a lot of people who come here on the outside looking in, and they not until they get here and they live here for a while that they understand what black people go through or like how like white people treat us. Because they come here looking for opportunity and think it's all Gucci and like, yeah, you know, this is a land of opportunity. Like, people love you, blah, 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 blah. Because there are a lot of Asian people who ride or die for white people out here. And they would automatically choose a white neighborhood over a black neighborhood or choose a white friend over a black friend. Because that's what the media has told them. Exactly. Okay. And now they're starting to realize that, hey, maybe those people who were getting hung in trees were really like...
Maybe they weren't lying.
maybe they knew what they were talking about. I mean, with that being said, how do you guys feel about white domestic terrorism?
Should this be addressed more?
Should we have a bill created, with somebody's name or something like that? Something to actually stop this and have this some kind of registry or something. I mean,
should we prosecute it the same way we prosecute weed and crack cocaine dealers?
There you go.
People who are out here taking lives. Should we prosecute it? Is there a war on domestic terrorism the same way there was a war on drugs?
Hey, that's the question.
Let's comment about that. Like and subscribe.
Like, comment, subscribe, do all that.